Okay, so here is my third match. This is round number 3 of the ASL Qualifiers. I'm down here in the bottom right, Polypoid. Up here in the top left, it's Sacscri. Sacscri makes it into ASL just about every season. Yeah, he's a badass. In fact, one of the seasons, he was the only player before the finals to take a map off of Flash. Like, he's just a very good Zerg player. He's really, 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 really good. So, well, the thing is, I went in feeling okay. I'm playing well recently, and occasionally I put out some really good games against Zerg. But it's Sacscri, so I'm gonna give you guys a hint. One of us ended up qualifying for ASL, and the other did not. The other did not. So yeah. And actually, Sacscri did not end up winning this group. He actually ended up losing in this group to Sulky. So Sulky won this group, and then on day 2, Sacscri qualified. Because, I mean, you know, Sulky is one of the very best. Okay, so anyways, I wall in. I just want to do a standard 2 racks Academy rush. Hopefully put some pressure on a Sacscri and not let him, like, get too greedy or anything like that. Keep my SCV alive a decent amount of time. Not completely disappointed with how long that stayed alive. So as soon as these medics pop out, I go. It's cross spawn and his Spire's a little bit quicker than I had hoped. You really got to move out at 5 minutes if you want to cancel the third, and unfortunately I moved out closer to 5:10, and it's cross spawn. So I don't go the whole way. I come up, I act like I'm gonna go. And you can see, right, if I had made a beeline, if I kept walking this entire time, I'd be right here. And then the mutas, look at how far along they are, right? So I'd be, let's say I went straight up. I'd be about here as they hatched, and the mutas would all be over here when I'm, like, going up the ramp. So 7 mutas, 4 lings. Against 8 Marines with stim and 2 medics. If you can get all the way up the ramp before the mutas are there, it's probably worthwhile. But I felt like I couldn't quite make it, so I turned around. So I didn't want to just throw the game. If you try to get up there and kill this base, and you don't either kill the base or kill like 4 mutas, you're not going to win. There's no chance. Sacscri's going to just wreck you for that. So I come home, I try to defend. I focus heavily on getting my turrets up. I get a reasonably timed factory, I think. Yeah, there it is. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I have good turret placement. I made a little bit more turrets than I normally do, because Sacscri's mutas are ridiculous. So this gets bad pretty quickly. You may want to close your eyes, okay? Avert your gaze. So obviously his muta micro has been fantastic. Look at this. He's going Greater Spire and Defiler, and he has 7 lurkers at me. And what do I have? There's 12, 18, 20. I have 20 Marines and 4 medics out here. And I have to once again assure you guys that there is nothing more depressing in StarCraft than playing against a professional Zerg player. Like, if I played Flash, the game would be closer than this. Right? Like, it's crazy. how good pro Zergs are and how they make you feel like you have no chance and you will never catch them. And it's something I say a lot, no doubt. I mean, brutal. Brutal. Just, he's so good and so strong at all moments that it feels impossible. It really, when I play like a really good, like a similar level to Sacscri, if I play a similar level to him from Protoss or Terran, when I lose, I'll look at it, I'll be like, okay, I see where I can improve and stuff. Here, it's just like, yeah, you're bad at everything. You have no chance. It's like he's so far above you. Okay, so second map is on Eclipse. I decide, you know, I'm thinking over my head, is there any sort of cheesy thing I can do? I'm like, no, I don't think so. We'll go with the wall in. We'll just go normal game. See what we can do. No sense in trying to pick up a win that's not going to be picked up. May as well just play my A game and see where I am weak and try to improve that. So he went pool first and blocked his ramp. So I was unable to scout if this was gas or not. As you can see here, he goes quick third hatchery. I did not know this. A lot of times when you lose a game against a pro Zerg like the one I just lost, they'll play very aggressively in the next game because they don't need to waste any time on you. So I figured this would probably be like a very quick Mutalisk build. That was my thought process. So I'm just doing the 2-Rax Academy build once again. Comes my medics. So I did get some intel here. Like I scanned and saw when the Spire was. So I'm like, oh shit, it's a 3-hatch build. When I scanned here, right? I just scanned here a second ago. But you can see I scanned there. I saw the layer. I scanned here. The Fog of War is messed up in replays, so you can't see what I saw exactly. But I saw the Spire about halfway done. So I'm like, oh, okay. So, you know, this is... He has a third base. I already know that just from scanning the Spire timing. So I'm like, all right. Let's go pressure. So I come out, and he's playing with the Lings. Now, this was a big mistake, floating this barracks back right then. And I feel like I kind of knew it as I did it, that this was a big mistake. When I floated the barracks back, I stopped all defense against Lings. So now his Lings are going to run in, and a Fire Bat is good against Lings in a choke or with other units, but alone it doesn't do anything. So look, he gets in here, and it's like, it's bad to start. Oof. It's just annoying, and I'm losing SCVs. And he has Sunkens here, and he has Sunkens here, and the mutas are coming out, and the Bio's trying to get home, and... It's terrible. It's terrible. And now I'm like, well, I better get my turrets up. And the mutas come in, and there's literally no point. So this one was pretty embarrassing. This was worse than the first game. I totally did not read the situation correctly. I think there's a nervousness when playing against these good Zergs where you feel like you have to try to get damage because they're just so strong. And I think I need to work on my stability in the early game and just not letting these types of things happen. Because, I mean, just not having the turrets up in time, the Lings getting in. The pressure did nothing, right? It's tough. This was a bad one. He just smacked me, as he should, right? GG. Yeah, well, I mean, it's Sacscri, guys. He's a... he's one of the best players in the world. he's crazy. Like, and like I mentioned, it's like at low levels, Protoss players are scary because their units are really strong and they can fuck you up with some cheese. But when you get to these really high levels, the Zergs, they feel unbeatable. They are not unbeatable, but it absolutely feels completely different than the other matchups. Like, nothing feels as bad as playing a pro Zerg. It's just, it feels like everything is infinity away. All right. So we're going to go into day 2 real quick. Why don't I go Zerg then? Because I'm a Terran player, dude. What? What are we talking about here, man? Flash would have steamrolled Sacscri so hard. Actually, guy in the chat, Sacscri was the only one, the last season, I believe, that Flash played Terran. Sacscri was the only guy that took a map off him before the finals. Like, Sacscri is so legitimately good. Okay.